So I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I have wardrobe fails. And if I would have planned it differently, I would have loved the images that I shot. So in this video, I'm going to show you how using digital art and overpainting, you can actually fix this. Now you could use AI, but since I'm very anti-AI these days, I like to do things myself. So after overpainting, this is what I did. I just want you to take a look. So, the fabric that I had placed around her waist really made her look a lot thicker than she was, and I had pins in here, and it was just overall really yucky. So, what I did, we'll just start from here. So, what I did here was I just sampled the sky and I painted here and I sampled the colors on her arms. I also sampled the sky here. And by doing that, I completely transformed this shape, right? And I added a little bit of the colors under here just to add some separation. And over here, I overpainted the front part of the dress just to minimize this piece and to bring everything together. The next thing I did was I painted the upper portion of the dress. I wanted to kind of marry it all together, and I didn't really want this whole piece of fabric over top anymore. So I painted the color of the dress, these purpley blue tones and shadow work, into the little sash like this. And I also added a little swoop to the fabric. So the final look of this ended up being this. So I just placed some of my flowering weeds over top, and this is just a PNG of a castle that I shot in Italy. I added a crown that matched the pearls. And so this is completely different, obviously. So what I'm going to do now is show you how you can do it too. Now, the chest area obviously is a little bit more advanced and probably not everybody's going to be able to do it. But what I did, this was the look. So clearly the dress couldn't fit her in the back, so we couldn't cinch it together tight enough. So I knew I needed to fix this area, and I also wanted to slim this area. And I just wanted to show you how you can actually paint in a different neckline if you want. And I do this a lot. So I'll just demonstrate to you how I typically do it. So a new layer, I grab my lasso tool. We're going to zoom in. And in order to make this portion of the dress smaller, all I do is using my lasso tool, I make the shape of different pieces of fabric. I come and grab my overpaint brush, which you can find here in my retouch or my everyday set. And then I sample the color directly next to it, and I just simply brush over this. And then I deselect it, and you can just add a little bit more of that color next. And then I grab my lasso tool again. And then over here, I'm just again going to look at slimming this area, but I'm also being very careful to stay within the arm because that's the color I need to sample. So I go back to my brush, I sample that color, and I basically color that whole thing in like this, deselect. Then I'm going to start sampling this color here, and I'll just blend these two colors in together so that it looks more realistic. Okay, so now I grab my lasso tool again. This time I'm going to kind of sample over here and just grab the area that I want to, grab my overpaint brush, and again, I paint that color all the way over here. I'm going to deselect, and I knew that I needed to fix this area a bit. So I'm just going to sample using my lasso tool, and now I'm just going to paint over that. And the nice thing about doing this is you can do it as many times as you need until you get it perfectly. And that's still pretty rough, but I just wanted to give you the general idea. So now for the neckline, it's the same thing. So I'm going to make a selection of where I think I would like this neckline to be. And this is probably going to change all the time, just depending on what you're doing. So I'm just gonna sample that, and that's, essentially a good start. You can change it by holding your shift key down. Maybe you want it to be a little bit more. Maybe you wanna add a little bit up in here around the hair, let's just say. Okay? And then what you do is you grab your overpaint brush again, so the lightest portion of the skin is over here. So I just sample this, and I kinda color that color of the skin in here, knowing that if this is her breast, it's gonna be kind of this color all the way to here. Also, knowing that this portion down here is gonna be probably the darkest area because there's gonna be a shadow in between the two breasts, I'll usually do something like that, and right on this edge, I'm gonna grab a warmer, darker color to give you that kind of shadow right on the edge here. Just like this. And then we're gonna grab probably this warmer color here, and I'm gonna color that portion kind of up in here, like this. And then I'm gonna grab a lighter color, and this will be the beginning of the color of the swell of the other breast. And if you need to, you can always look at, reference images or anything like that just to maybe get a better feel for how you could manipulate the tones and whatnot just using this technique. Okay? So that's generally my entire way of beginning this. So something like that. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look groovy or great, but I'll put a layer above it and I'll clip it. Hold your Alt or Option key between these two layers. And now you're going to grab a soft brush. And I'm still keeping my flow at about 25, but this is where you really start refining it. And because you have that layer clipped, you don't really have to worry about going over the edges, which is super helpful. So I'm going to start by darkening down this area right at the bottom of the fabric and right around this edge here. Okay, it would be a little bit darker in behind this hair. And sampling this layer, I'm going to go a little bit lighter and less saturated in this area. And I'm just trying to overpaint now and blend all of those layers together. And I'm sampling this one, and now I'm over painting this. So I'm just sampling a lot until I can kind of blend all of these tones together. Now, the issue with it when you're sampling, this is what I would suggest that you do, because this first layer, it wasn't 100% opaque, right? So I would really use the first clipped one to work on whatever edges you want to do because the other areas aren't going to be as perfect until you do it without clipping it. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of adding a little bit of this warmer color here, and I'm probably gonna wanna add a warmer-ish shadow to the edge on this side as well, but not too terribly much. Now I'm gonna put another layer above, and I'm not gonna clip it, but I've already pretty much addressed my edges, and if you ever need to go back and address your edges again, just go back to the other layer. I just wanna make sure that the edge of this is always gonna be very strong. The shadow work. Okay, let's go to our other one. Now I'm gonna sample this color here, and I'm gonna just kind of blend this in to this portion here. And I'm always sampling different colors because I want to make sure that everything is getting smoothed out and doesn't look janky. Okay, so I'm sampling a lighter color in about here, and I'm going to take that color and just go lightly over this side of this breast here. I'm just kind of trying to blend everything together. We're going to grab this one and we're going to go on this side here. And you're just blending things together. So yeah, if you want to, I would suggest studying all the highlights and shadows on bodies that perhaps already have this kind of look that you're maybe trying to accomplish. Okay, so something like that. Now I'm gonna go back to this one, maybe a little bit warmer in here. And all I'm trying to do is just blend that in because I know for a fact on these kinds of images, each side of this chest area is going to have a shadow where the darkest shadow is, and then it slowly transitions to lighter on each side of the chest. So, yeah, I know that a lot of people won't maybe have the desire or even the truly ability at this point to be successful with these techniques, but if you're willing to practice them and you get it, it's very satisfying. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over with this lighter color and just smooth everything out, making my brush smaller and smaller until it actually fits. So you see how I'm constantly sampling, right? And again, like I said, this is not at this point perfect or anything. I just wanted to show you the techniques that I use for little fun things like this. And then if you want to, you can always use your dodging and burning to really make it look so much better. All right, it needs work, but you get the gist of what I was trying to do. So now if I merge these all together like this, what you can do is create a duplicate of that layer and then merge these two together. And then you can go into, let's say you're liquefying, you can maybe just fix it a little bit as far as shaping and whatnot. So I duplicated my layer, so I'm not terribly concerned about making her arm kind of misshapen like that. And then I would just go, okay, add a mask, and then I would just mask off that weird little bloop that we did to her arm. And I'll zoom in so that that goes back to normal. So I hope this helps. It's something that I do a lot of these days, especially when I don't like perhaps a wardrobe that I styled incorrectly, or I really liked, like this dress, I really loved the embroidery and whatnot, but I wasn't in love with the neckline. So yeah. And even if you have fabric or you have someone who's a little heavier in the waist and they ask you to make them look thinner, you can do it this way. Obviously, you can use liquefy, but sometimes liquefy distorts the fabric, and this is a really fun way to make it so that it looks way more natural than if you were to use just liquefy. Okay? See you in the next video.